Hello everybody, last week you made it, woohoo! Today's math lesson, May 18th, 2020. We are going to go ahead and we are going to start with our fluency, number 1. So Ashley went to the mall to get clothes for school. She had $78 in her wallet. She went into a store and she spent $65.42 on clothes. She went home and then she saw a different shirt online, so she returned a shirt that she bought at the mall and she received $13.93 back. How much does Ashley have in her wallet now? Well, if she went to the mall, she had $78 in her wallet and she spent $65.42. Well, we can see how much she had after when she left the mall. So let's start there. So $78, we can write that as a decimal, and we're going to subtract the $65.42 that she spent that day. Now we need to subtract. Remember to line up your decimals. 0 minus 2 you cannot do, so we need to go borrow. We're needing to borrow from this 8, which will become a 7 to make this a 10. Now, to make, we can borrow this 10 to make it a 9 to make this a 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 9, sorry, you can't see that very well. 9 minus 4 is going to be 5. Drop that decimal. 7 minus 5 is going to be 2. 7 minus 6 is 1. So she would have had $12.58 when she left the mall. But now she went home, she saw a different shirt, so she returned the shirt that she bought at the mall, and she got $13.93 back. So if she got that much money back, we're going to add that to her total that she had, so that she left the mall with. So we said that she had $12.58 when she left the mall. And then she received, when she returns the shirt, $13.93 back. So we're adding that to her wallet. Now let's add. Remember, line up your decimals. 8 plus 3 is going to be 11. 9 plus 5, 14, plus 1 is 15. You can also, if you have not caught on already, if you have 3 numbers or more, you can start combining some numbers that you know. So 9 plus 1 is going to be 10, and then the 5 is 15. You might think of that a little bit easier to help you. That's completely up to you. Whoa. 9 plus 5 is, okay, 15. Yeah, put our 5 there and carry our 1. 3, 4, 5, 6, drop that decimal, remember, and then we have 2. So she has $26.51 in her wallet now. Now she can buy that shirt online and make sure that it is less than $26.51. All right, we're going to go ahead to number 2. Tanya went to Target last night for a few things for her classroom. Tanya bought a bookshelf for $152.75. Pack of pens for $15.25, and a bag of chocolate for $8.75. What is the total amount she spent at the store? Easy peasy. We could just add these. Now, you can add 2 and then add the third one, or you can add them all together. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to add them all together and line up the decimals. So $152.75, $15.25. $8.75. Add them all up. Alrighty, so 5, 10, 15. 7 and 7 is 14. 15, 16, 17. Drop that decimal. Reminder, when you're adding or subtracting decimals, you line them up and drop it down. 8, 9, 10, then 15, 16. 5, 6, and 7. And then we just have 1 there. If you would like to put placeholder zeros, you may do that. That is fine to help you add, but you do not have to do that. All right, so the total amount she spent at the store, $176.75. Reminder, you can pause, whatever you need to do, rewind your video. All right, let's go to number 3 in our daily math review. We have, in 1 week, the number of bowls a potter made was 6 times the number of plates. So he made 90 bowls during the week. Write an equation that could be used to find the number of plates, which is represented by P, that the potter made. So in 1 week, the number of bowls that he made was 6 times the number of plates. So we know that plates is P, so 6 times P. So 6P. 6 times P, 6P. And we know he made 90 bowls. So total, he made 90 bowls. Do we see anything that has 6 times P that equals 90 or 90 bowls that he made for the week? Oh my goodness, the first one. So your first answer is A, or the first one. Now we're going to use this equation that we chose from this question to solve for P. So what we essentially need to do is we need to take a look at this, and you can put your imaginary line and we can do the inverse operation, or the opposite of what we are doing here. So 6 times P, 6P, that means times. So the opposite or the inverse is dividing. So we're going to divide both by 6. So we're left with P on one side because 6 divided by 6 is 1, and anything times 1 is going to be itself. So we're left with P equals, now we need to do 90 divided by 6. Well, some of us may not know that, and that is absolutely fine. So I'm going to do it down here. Can you see? Perfect. 90 divided by 6. It's okay to do this way. How many times can 6 go into 9? Well, we know 1 time. 6 times 1 is 6. Subtract 9 minus 6 is going to be 3. Drop that 0. How many times can 6 go into 30? Oh yeah, 5 times. So we're going to put 5 up here. 6 times 5 is 30. We're going to subtract and we get 0. So 90 divided by 6 is going to be 15. So P equals 15. So our answer here, let's use green. Our answer here is 15. Again, pause, rewind, whatever you need to do to help you. All right, let's go to number 4. 4 and 5, here we are. Let's see, Jordan's savings account balance is greater than negative $27. So greater than negative $27. Use the absolute value to describe the balance as a debt. So if you see her account balance and it's negative $27, remember the absolute value is always going to be the positive. So an absolute value symbol is going to have 2 long bars right on the outside of the numbers. So in this case, negative 27. So the absolute value of negative 27 is what? What is the positive of negative 27? Well, the positive is 27. So she has a debt of $27. So it's going to be greater than a debt of $27. So you can write debt of $27. Because the absolute value of negative 27 is 27. So she has a greater debt than that. So it's going to be a greater debt of $27. All right, number 5. The cost for a group of people to go to the movies is given by the expression 9A, or 9 times A, plus 5B, or 5 times B, where A is the number of adults and B is the number of children. If 7 adults and 12 children are going to the movie, what is the total cost? So we have our expression here, 9A plus 5B. It says that A is the number of adults. And how many adults are going? 7 adults. So I'm going to replace that A with a 7. Then I'm going to keep my 9. So that's 9 times 7 plus 5 times B. And B is going to represent the number of children. And it says that 12 children are going. So 5 times 12. All right, now order of operations, all the parentheses are solved on the inside. However, we do have multiplication on both sides of the addition sign, so we're going to do multiplication before we add. So we know that 9 times 7 is going to be 63. So we're going to write that there. Plus whatever 5 times 12 is. You can solve that if you would like to. I'm just going to write it down so you can see it step by step. So now our next step would be to do 5 times 12. If you don't know 5 times 12, that is absolutely fine. You can do it to the side. 12 times 5, 5 times 12. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. So our answer is 60. I'm going to keep everything else. So 63 plus 60. Now you can line up the, you can add on the side. 60 plus 63, 312. So our answer is going to be 123. Now, 123, what is that representing? The total cost. So $123. And that is your answer. All right, now we are going to move on to our air practice review. We only have 2 today. Number 6, enter the volume of this right rectangular prism in cubic feet. So we're going to figure out the right rectangular prism. Now, the volume we know is length times width times height, right? Yes. Oh, yes, Miss S. I remember. All right, so volume, length times width times height. Well, if we do length times width times times height, we have 20 times 23 times 57 and 1/4. 20 times 23 times 57 and 1/4. Now, you might not like that fraction there. You can turn that fraction into a decimal if you would like to. So all you would have to do is do 1 divided by 4. But in this case, what is 1/4 of 100 or 1/4 of $1? So if you think of $1 and you split it into 4 parts, one of those parts is going to be just what? Oh, if you split $1 into 4, you have 4 quarters. One of the quarters is just going to be 25 cents. So this is going to be 57.25 or 57 25/100. Woo, sorry, I went off the page a little bit there. All right, so I just rewrote that just to make our lives a little bit easier. You do not have to do it that way, but I suggest you try it that way. So now we're going to multiply. Well, 20 times 23, I don't know that in my head, so let's do it on the side. 20 times 23. It is okay to do it on the side, no worries. 3 times 0. Ooh, anything times 0 is 0. 3 times 2 is going to be 6. Done with our 3, so we are going to put a placeholder of 3, or of 0, my bad. Now 2, because we're moving over to the next number. So now 2 times 0, anything times 0 is 0. 2 times 2 is going to be 4. Add 0, 6, 4. So 460. Now we're going to bring down our times 57 and 25/100. Now we can multiply these. So 57.25 times 460. When you're multiplying, you do not need to line up your decimals, remember. You do not need to. We'll do that at the end. All right, let's start with the 0. So 0 times 5, 0. 0 times 2, 0. Because anything times 0 is 0. 0 times 7, 0. 0 times 5, 0. Done with our 0. Placeholder 0. 6 times 5 is going to be 30. 6 times 2, 12. Plus 3 is 15. 6 times 7, or 7 times 6, 42. Plus 1, 43. Now, 6 times 5 is going to be 30. Plus the 4 is 34. All right, so we have, let's change the colors here. We have completed our 6. We're going to put a placeholder 0 here. We have used all of these remainders. 4 times 5 is going to be 20. 4 times 2. Oh, I'm so sorry. We're moving over 2 placeholders. So we have 2 placeholders here now. My bad. This 6 times 5, the 30, threw me off here. Okay, so we have 2 placeholders. Now we can move forward. 4 times 5 is going to be 20. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 2 is going to be 10. 4 times 7 is 28. Plus 1, 29. 4 times 5, 20. Plus 2, 22. I know a lot of numbers. It's okay. We're all good. It's all good. 0, 0, 5, 3, 9 plus 4 is going to be 13, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2. Now, the decimal, how many places did we have for the decimal? Let's take a look. 1, 2, so we're going to move in, 1, 2, and look at that. We have a whole number. We have 26,335. So our answer here is 26,335, and it is going to be cubic feet or feet cubed. So cubic feet is what you can put, or feet cubed down here. 26,335. I know you may not know how to enter in a power of 3, which is fine. So feet cubed is the same as cubic feet. All right, again, rewind, pause, whatever you need to do to get that down. And we will move on to number 7, our final one for the day. Number 7, a truck is loaded with packages. The truck's trailer is 12 feet high by 5.5 feet wide by 15.5 feet long. What is the volume of the trailer? Again, volume, length times width times height. So, volume of this truck's trailer, length times width times height. So, what we can do, 5.5. So, 5.5, we can make that into a decimal. So, 5.5, so 5.5 times 5.5 times 12 will be our volume. All right, so let's do 5.5 times 5.5. All right, 5.5 times 5.5. Now, we are going to do 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 5, 25, plus 2 is 27. Done with the 5, so we need a placeholder, just one placeholder. And we're done with this remainder. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 5, 25, plus 2, 27. Would you look at that? Add them. 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3. Now, our decimal, how many places in? We have 1, 2. So it's going to go in 1, 2. So our answer here is 30 and 25 hundredths. We did not use that times 12 yet. So we're now going to multiply that times 12. So let's do, I'm going to do it, there we go. 30 and 25 hundredths times 12. Reminder, you do not need to line up your decimal when you are multiplying. Okay, so 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 1 is going to be, I'm so sorry, 2 times 2 is going to be 4, plus the 1 is 5. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 3 is 6. We are done with our 2. We're done with this remainder. So now we're going to put a placeholder 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 0 is 0. And 1 times 3 is 3. Now we are going to add 0, 10, 3, 6, and 3. Yes, so now we have something here that we don't have a decimal. So we are going to move into, so we should get 363. Well, so what we did here, which is okay, I think I made a mistake somewhere. And that's okay, mistakes happen. So 363 is going to be what 30 and 25 hundredths times 12 is. So let's take a look back. Oh my goodness, I know what I did here. It's 5.5 times 15.5. My bad. Okay, so we need to multiply this again. So 5.5 times 15.5. Well, we need to do 5.5 times 15.5. I'll do this quickly. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 5, 25 plus 2, 27. 5 times 1, 5, 6, 7. My bad. I apologize, everybody. Done with that. Placeholder 0. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 5, 25, 26, 27. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. We have 5. 7 plus 5 is going to be 12. 7 and 7, 14, 15. 7, 8. So now we have 8, 5, 2, 5. And the decimal was 1, 2. 1, 2. So we have 85.25. I apologize for how sloppy my work is right now. 85 and 25 hundredths. Now we can multiply that by 12. So instead of 30 and 25, it's 85 and 25 hundredths. I apologize. Okay, so 5 times 2 is going to be 10. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 2 times 5, 10. 2 times 8, 16, plus 1 is going to be 17. Done with that. Placeholder 0. Done with these. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 8 is 8. We are going to add 0, 10, 3, 7 and 5 is 12, 8, 9, 10. Now we have a decimal with 2 placeholder, or 2, it's going to go in 2 for our decimal, so 1, 2. So our answer here is 1023.00, so it is going to be D, 1023. I apologize, I missed a number. Do you see how much it can throw you off? But that's okay, we fixed it. All right, have a wonderful day.